I believe that forensic psychologists help children be placed in the right home to them. They watch the child's reactions and such around each parent in order to place the child with the right parent. The child's behavior is also very important to which home they stay in, because if they behave very poorly towards one parent, then there might be something going on and they will need to be placed with the other parent.
Hello there, this is Ryan van der Klis, reporting for Ali Wonke with regards to her psychology question. What role does a forensic psychologist play in a child's custody case? Well, first of all, the main thing for a child's custody case is to figure out what is the best environment for the child and what is the best decision for the child's future and situation. I think that a forensic psychologist will help in many specific ways because it will give basically a third view of that situation, because they'll understand, they will see the part of the mother and father and their views, and then they'll combine that, and then they'll also use the forensic psychologist basically to, reassess the situation on what is best for the child, because then they'll kind of have a better understanding of what's better and what's worse for the child with regards to the future and with regards to that situation. I don't know much about I don't really know much about forensic psychology, but this is coming from me and this is what I personally think would happen. But yeah, that's my opinion.
The role of a forensic psychologist during a child custody is to see who or which parent is more suitable for the child. It could be both, it could be one, but he or she can tell what the child's needs are and what parent can fulfill those needs, or the forensic psychologist can tell what parent has full custody and which one doesn't, which one's more suitable for the child or not. Thank you.
Forensic psychologist cases for child custody, I believe that's what it was. I'd say their main role is just to examine the parents and examine, what's best for the children, especially when they go to the courts.
I know a forensic psychologist deals with evaluating mental state and things like that of children who are victims of a crime or witnesses or things of that nature. So I would assume a forensic psychologist's role in a child custody case would be to evaluate and determine the child's mental capacity of what's going on and getting their opinion and what they think of both parents or things like that, and if there's trauma, to see how the child has dealt with the trauma and things like that.
The role of forensic psychologists are more important than some may think. In an article written in 2016, it reviewed the purpose of why forensic psychologists were called into child custody cases. One of the main reasons why it's necessary is to cause less strain and anxiety for the child. If a child were to be evaluated by psychologists from both of the guardians and their legal teams, this could be a cause for the child to be exposed to unnecessary and excessive testing. So to avoid these types of situations, forensic psychologists are called in as a third party to evaluate the child once, so both parents receive the same information, but testing is only done once. From there on, the psychologist can provide their professional opinion on which parent will provide a life that is in the best interests of the child. Another aspect of being a forensic psychologist is having to keep one's opinions professional and ethical. It can be hard for a forensic psychologist to not apply their personal emotions and feelings to their recommendation for the case. Psychologists need to remember that there are ethical guidelines, this meaning that no matter how the psychologist personally feels about a specific parent, they need to testify purely based on facts of the case and the testing of the child. Another struggle of being a forensic psychologist working with a child custody case is not every case is identical. It can range anywhere from a regular divorce case to a custody after adoption sexual abuse allegations, or purely for visitation rights. Each type of case presents a different approach, so it's up to the forensic psychologist to determine how they would like to proceed, and from then on, they need to look at the research on the family that they have gathered. This crucial research will help identify which guardian would be in the best interest of the child.
Some may ask, what is the role of a forensic psychologist during a child custody battle? Well, I'm out of breath.